An ode to God's rest. What does it mean to enter God's rest? I can attest to living many years striving for success, marked by a mind overpopulated with matters that lead to insurmountable stress. I breathe in short breaths and jostle with the threat of unrest, a sort of cause and effect accumulated by cheap lies that weave ties to my past while I'm busy wrapping the present in a box. And with scuffed up shoes and worn down socks, I tread atop the serpent's head and reach forward to deliver it to what lies ahead. But the cycle that ensues is what I dread. We're bombarded by open doors that offer an escape from this reality that shimmer and glimmer like the qualities of fame, but you'll have to be down to exchange your current salary for what we are told to act like, look like, think like, and be. Of overpriced cares you call true religion genes, of true religion schemes that dictate how true disciples dream, not prophetically, but in fantasy. And suddenly we're told that this generation and the next has lost the ability to think. See, that is a lie spoon-fed to us by the powers that lie beneath our beds and beckon us to rest our heads on every word that they've said. But what if we pulled out the seams in our jeans and danced around in wore-down Nikes? What if our reality somehow navigated the totality of a God who's not ashamed to call us brother and friend? He, in his triune personality, is closer to us than our closest kin, and when we dance, all he asks is that we save the last dance for him. With our eyes on the prize, which is Jesus Christ, we soon find that the pressures fall just as fast as they rise, and so does the price of a truly abundant life. You know, I've read in between the lines of Psalm 23 and realized that you and I are no different than sheep. We could be led to the slaughter if we bow down to groupthink or drawn to still waters, living and available to drink. It all depends on who takes our lead. The Good Shepherd is distinguished by the yoke that he bears and promises that his yoke upon us weighs far less than our cares. But to follow him means we must first learn from him and allow our attitudes to mirror his attributes. He is gentle and lowly in heart, the opposite of what the world deems smart, but what he prescribes yields far greater results than what fellow men try to manufacture and exalt. And in this we find the true measure of success. It is not in our works that he is impressed. Rather, the greatest accomplishment he's expressed is entering his rest. Vivid green pastures and still water scenes remind our souls that he's all we need. He simplifies our complicated lives down to the least common denominator, which is 3. But for us, that means 1 in the Holy Trinity. Despite God's awesome divinity, he has for some reason an affinity for simpletons like you and me. Though we may be puffed up in our self-esteem and pride may have dried up our living streams connected to our source of everything, he is still our everything, in whom all things consist. So we can persist, fight hard and resist, or we can live not meagerly but abundantly when our perceptions on reality shift. But that takes for us to focus on who Christ is. He is rich and offers us the greatest gift when we respond affirmatively to this. Is he your shepherd? Because in every other thing, person or dream, we will still fiend and strive to maintain or achieve. But if we make him preeminent, that thing, person, or dream will have lost its sting, bowing down to his sovereignty. And this leads us to the theme of Psalm 23. There is no material possession, no person on earth that is worth worshiping over the God we serve. And when this message clicks, and I pray that it sticks, he will restore our souls, lead us into paths of righteousness, prepare a table for us before our enemies, anoint our heads with oil, and fill us up until our cup runs over. We are offered these things undeservingly at the greatest expense known to men, the Good Shepherd laying down his life for his sheep. And now he speaks. Come to me all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. These might seem like simple words, but they are rich when they fall upon ears who believe and agree with the last verse of Psalm 23. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is God's promise of rest from now throughout eternity.